Sunshine, coming to you today with a girl power empowerment, divine feminine empowerment kind of like reading. I'm kind of feeling like where we are, we're kind of at that in-between point as divine feminines, and just kind of checking in with source, getting advice from source about like what should we be handling now at this time. So I'm just really going to let source advise. I got these cards. Oh, I got this on top. I got these cards that I got from I hear somebody say, well, that's pretty. I got from my thing I usually get daily, which is brown sugar. And you know, and my mom was like, oh my God, what you gonna do with that? And I said, you can use any cards. I've seen somebody use Daniellleboomlle use alphabet cards and use them as also as oracles. You can use anything. So what I'm going to do is just pull out of the 4 sets they said, what is the overall archetype that we should be actually doing. I've seen people have cards this big. As well, and I'm just gonna shuffle them around. I got beautiful artwork. You can see this is some of the ones. Beautiful artwork of African queens as well. So I'm just gonna shuffle it around. Pay attention to what I'm shuffling. Okay, and instinctively before I got on it, they told me whatever it was is whatever I put in the 3rd position was the one that was at it. And it's funny, this one had appealed to me when I looked at this one. So our overall feelings here is that we should be free and noble. Amazigh are descendants of merchants, Moors, Black Africans with Libyan, Moroccan, Nigerian, and Senegalese origins, known to transport goods by camel caravan along the trans-Saharan trade routes to be distributed throughout the world, also known as the Berber. Amazigh people are largely concentrated in Morocco, Algeria, Libya. They got a lot of, in Niger. Male women are reversed as source of life and prosperity. Okay. Matriarchal artisans, women are the cornerstone of economic, social, cultural, and religious matters. Lineage is matrilineal. Brothers are considered sons of my mother, and sisters are daughters of my mother. Oh, wow. Interesting. Women carry the group's cultural and ethnic identity through various art forms, jewelry, carpet, textile, weaving, fashion, and embroidery. Historically, a young girl transitioned into womanhood when her family tattooed her face and wrist. Wow. Interesting. She's beautiful. I'll make sure I take a picture. I could put that up there as the cover for this. Gorgeous. So what I read here is free and noble, but this, what they want you to know, source wants you to know when I pick this up, is like you're the cornerstone, like divine feminines. You are really the source of a lot. The abundance that's in the divine relationships put together, social, how you're interacting with others, really keeping the culture, religious matters. To me, I flip it around and say more spirituality, how that plays a part as well as far as in there. So it's just like everything that. Now what also jumps off of the page is, again, is the lineage. Right now, divine feminines, right now, the matrilineal things, which more so is the mother thing that they want you to kind of concentrate on. So mother could be also giving birth, but also thinking about how does it play out as far as your relationships with your mothers as well. You playing the role as a mother. These things are very important right now. It's interesting they say young girl transition into womanhood, which to me was jumped off the page for me is that right now we're at a transitional period right now. So we're from really like not fully all the way divine, but we're like a demigod, which is like small, like when they say in Greeks. And then we're working our way to be really truly divine. And that's a process that right now we're in as divine feminines. That's the overall process they want you to know, that we're working to be free and noble. Again, something to be respected, something that you have your self-worth, your values in at this time. Okay, I like that. I got to remember to do that. So overall energies, what we're talking about, that what is it again that while we at this point when some of us are kind of like, you know, the union, some of us that if you watch the playground experience, you're at your breaking point, some of us like it's just enough. I'm really thinking about, you know, I know about union, but right now I'm thinking union for one, like table for one. So what is some of the advice right now that Source wants us to really concentrate during these times right now? Understanding of empathy, and also practicing of cleansing. Now, when I see empathy here, this is interesting that they use a lily pad here. They want for us as divine feminine energies, for us to understand that sometimes it's things going on below the surface, because you know a lot of times when you have those, I don't know why I did this and this out, when you have those lily pads, it's a lot of things that's growing in amongst the mud. They're saying that goes two ways. That's about you and your growth, some other things that's going on that you don't know below the surface that spirit feels like. I know this is distracting to you all, but I'm sorry. With this, and I got these nails on, and I can't really be trying to do that before I pop off something. So that's very important that you do that. As far as understanding that it's things going on below the surface, not only for the divine feminines, but for the divine masses too. And that's why they say right now in the process of where they are to practice empathy, not feeling as if you're in that shadow where it's like, oh, I can't forgive them, I'm so angry at them. But right now understanding everybody's in the process of growing, and everybody may or may not be able to see what everybody is doing or what's going on with them. Everybody's process is different. We also know that we're going through a cleansing period, especially in our emotions. You hear Kathy D talks about that coffee pot analogy that she used, where we're trying to get everything down at the bottom, even at the muck at the bottom of it. Source says the understanding that it's like, you know, you're really going to have to get into action about that as well. And I'm going to talk about that in my trigger warning too as well. We got to get some type of action that, but at the center of it again is our heart, our desires, our heart's desires, and how we're communicating that, because it's blue all around that. And again, we got this fire here to me representing again that we've got to really get some action underneath there as far as how we're cleansing things. But part of that one I will be saying on the trigger warning is a lot of times we're not really getting down and really doing that as divine feminines. A lot of times, sometimes we have a tendency that we will push it off and say it's the divine masculine. I had that this morning, and the spirit was like, no, that's not the masculine. That's your stuff you got to handle. You know, that time. No, ain't no, like somebody said, you know, I kind of babyfied the masculine on that part. And like I go and say, okay, I can handle this. Say, no, that time it really wasn't. That was your stuff that you're going through. Understanding that right now, and I think we're going through a process of awakening. Some things we're seeing we're going to have to, just like this warrior here, scare off. It's like, nah, you gotta go, shoo, bye, ah, you know, this scared off. Like you see some kind of animal that's in the yard, you're like, you know, you don't belong here, like possum or cat or something like that, that you're saying, you know, you don't want to kill it or anything like that, but you're just like, you know, if I have to, I will. Not for that in case of Peter people, but my thing is like he's got this spear, he's not using it, but he does figure if I go on ahead and if I shout loud enough, that should scare you off. And that should be it, because it's just this awakening. Awakening also with the loud sound of hearing your voice and really giving voice and power to it also makes a person like, oh, okay, she's for real. Awakening. So again, it goes back to understanding how we use our voice, how we use our power through our actions, our reactions, and how we communicate it and speak it. Also makes not only us wake up, but other people wake up as far as how they're seeing us in our thinking as well. What does the romance angels have to say to us too as well? What's the advice you want to tell us as far as what's going on with us right now with the divine feminines? Want us to make the effort. A lot of times in our, it looks like in our emotions, we don't want to make the effort. We like, oh, I'm in Shockville because of things that might have been done to us, because of relationships, what the DM done, what we have experienced even in family dynamics. Maybe some of them, like, we don't show, or culture, like they said, culture traditions, and say we don't show our feelings. I think about Bob loves Shola, and it was one of the things, and they were saying that one of the episodes, he told her, I love you, and she didn't say anything back, and Bob got mad as hell. He was like, and so he didn't understand it, and so then long story short, he went to ask, the family, I think, or somebody, either friend, and it was like, they don't, it might be, I think, a family member or something like that, and it's like that might be part of her tradition, because she's African and he's Caucasian, he's white, and so then it's like, well, maybe that might not be part of her culture. They don't say that to her. And so then she went to go talk to her family, and her family was like, well, he's looking for you to say it back. And so then it was like, and so then she's like, oh, she said, but we don't do that stuff. She said, I know Americans, they are just so emotional. And so then he was like, oh, okay. So she's like that. He said, well, you're going to have to show something, kind of thing. So long story short, she did. She's like, and he was like, what that means? She's like, in my country, this means I love you. And so then he was like, oh, he's like, well, back to you. So again, some of you all, because of cultural things, also the things of how you were raised, environment, society, that things, some of you all are not at ease in showing the effort because of that. Like I said, again, it could just mainly be from experience as well. So again, but in your thinking, you want to try. Okay, and so they're saying, again, great love is worth taking the steps you're guided to take. So now, whichever it is, if it is some kind of way that you are looking for a new love, as Jody Watley said, or if you want to say, I want the same guy, but again, I don't want the same, I don't want this, I want the same twin, but I don't want him the same way. I want him new. So I know I watched somebody, I think it was Daniellleboomlle, he's like, you got to watch it when you talk about like reunion, which means means to repeat, and you really don't want like the reunion thing. You really want the union part, because you don't want to be doing over again the same thing that you have. So you want really a new love. You don't want to need a Baker talk about and the same old love 365 years. I want the same old love, baby. No, we don't want that coming into that. Now, maybe after we get into it and we got a groove and we love how it's going, then we could do Anita Baker singing the same old love. You want to make the effort. Spirit says that, you know what, some of you all already have gotten the message about this. Make the effort when it comes to this union, or getting your bliss, or getting to your mission, or getting into your purpose. Whatever thing that you have to do, Spirit says already has contacted you, and if about this new beginning as well, because we know that you also want to make the effort, because you want to even exchange of energies. Now this goes two ways. You want to even exchange, because like what you throw out there as far as your talent, skills, and abilities, you want that to come back. You don't want to just throw, like they said, cast your pearls among swine, and they don't have nothing to do with it. You really want to take your time and energies and your resources poured into something that you know that you are going to get it back. Like somebody I seen today was saying, like, yeah, if you do the job and you don't have to get paid for it, and you don't need to get paid for it, then you really have found your bliss. Some of them say that. They say you really want to have this exchange again, even in the relationship again. You want to make the effort for getting into union, because you want to even exchange of things. Maybe in some ways, some of you all divine feminines have been so much gung-ho and putting your divine masculine on hold, and maybe he may have been reaching out to you and it hasn't been an even exchange there. So maybe at this time you also are being divinely guided by a source to say to go on ahead and to make that effort, meet them halfway. You ain't got to put your boundaries down, but maybe at least kind of hear them out. It depends. Every situation is different. I'm just throwing out there several scenarios again, because this, like Bahati Life said, this is not a personal reading, so you have to remember this is a general one, but this is what the source is saying. So some of you all say this feels personal to me, so you know what it means, because again, you've been masking your emotions here, and this is in a box, and to me it seems like again you have been dancing to somebody else's tune, because this is like a music box, and call yourself being flexible in doing that. I think about somebody saying nobody can be unique and different or divine if they're doing it from inside a box. Most of the time you're doing anything of divine, you got to think outside of the box as well. What does the divine feminines, what kind of source, what do you think that the divine feminine should really be working on at this time? So it says, as divine feminines, you should be working on this time the Ya, which is the goddess of all that flows. I am ocean of creative energy. I give birth to what exists within me. So again, you should be working on right now your bliss. What is your purpose? You should be going with the flow of things right now, not trying to make it happen. I watched somebody said that today, and it was like, it's too many of you all trying to make, I think it's Behind Life again, say it's too many of you all trying to make things happen, and you should just let life flow naturally, because a lot of times when you do try to make it happen, it doesn't turn out right, and you're not going with what spirit said you should be doing. So to me, it's like, get into more creative projects, think about the creative things, think about some new things that you want to give birth to, because again, you're in the process of birthing a new divinity within you as well. And so in order to be able to do that, you have to get into the flow of things. The goddess of abundance. I choose to feel abundance. Wealth is an inside job. So right now where you are, they want you to understand that you are abundant. You all are not speaking, like they say about communications, the same way. That's why they say they want you to cleanse right now in this period about how you're going about things. Get rid of those things, those thoughts that no longer serve you, because you're giving birth to something new. And if you give birth to something new, you sure don't want them to follow the whole old template all over again. So again, they say, I choose to feel abundance. That means you should be resonating and aligning your thoughts, your feelings, your actions, and your reactions as if you are abundance, because wealth is an inside job. Understand that abundance is your birthright. That's what they want you to work on. And then understand, Queen of Outsiders, I have arrived. I am where I will always be, in love. Queen of the Outsiders was just understanding again, you as divine feminines, like I said, you cannot be divine. I think that need to be the title. I need to write that down, because I will be do that. You cannot be divine feminines, if you're inside the box. Divinity requires you to think outside the box. I hope you let me write it, because you only get so many things. I have to write that down, because I sure do. I be like, I had a good title and I forget what the hell I said. So, right. And so outsiders understand that you being divine, you're not going to fit into everybody's niche. I've told you that before. There a lot of people are going to try to tell you, and I see a lot of people be posting stuff. Well, I try to tell my family be picking on me and yada, 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 and all this stuff. And he said, you don't understand. And we look like we two different sides of the coin or the tracks or whatever like that. And you got to understand that when you're dealing with your divine counterparts or even people in general, you're not going to fit into their, what is that? It's some song up there. I'm not going to fit your fancy style or whatever, size 6 or whatever it is. That's just not me. And understanding that that's not what you're here for as a divine feminine. You're going to be different. So right now you need to embrace, like they have this here, you need to anchor down. Every time I see this, I say, oh, I would love to have that as a tattoo. You need to anchor down into understanding that you are going to be considered an outsider. You're not supposed to fit a fashion model size. There you go. I'm not, what is it? Yeah. That's Maya Angelou's Phenomenal Woman. That's me. I'm not going to be able to do that. And so if that's what you want, then that's not me. You're not supposed to be in that way. So again, understand I have a right. It sound like somebody said, I have a ride, B. I have a ride, like that. Like the party can't begin because I'm here now. And I am where I will always be. In love. I told you the other day, they said, especially for the moon energies, make sure that you watch that. The new moon energies, how they're saying we need to bring love in everything that we do. We got to release, and we got to bring love into everything that we do. That's why you got to release the negativity so you can make room so you can have that. So you got to end something to begin something. So understand, in order for us to say we have a ride, like I said, I have a ride, bitch. And if you're saying that way, then you have to understand that you've got to move things out, and that understanding the love is where you always be. That's your location, that's your place, that's who you be, that's who you are. So in understanding that, now what is the so in getting with all that they're saying, so your energies that they want you to work with again is your door to value here. Understanding again, this is the abundance, because again, abundance don't have to always come in with money, because some of you all say my money fine. Okay, that's fine, beautiful. So somebody, they say amen to that. So again, so abundance is everything. Your health, your love life, how you've been, family and friends, your job, everything like that. They want you to get more into a doorway of value here, because money here is nothing but a tangible thing as far as love as well. They want you to be the person, the woman who's holding the coins too. Again, having the abundance, understanding the prosperity, handling the material world. They want you to get yourself together for that, because again, there is a man who is holding your heart there. And this man looks like, right here for this picture here, it looks like he's ready to bring the romance. Understanding that we got the fall, we got the leaves here. Now this lets me know that this is, and I talked about with K Moon too, seeing her video, this looks like something's going to be popping off in the fall. So you need to get yourself together, get your value together, and get you your wealth and your money situation together, so that for this divine masculine here, or this person or whomever it is, I'm gonna keep it open. My thing is I am for team union. But I do understand, if I'm trying to encourage the divine feminines, I am empathetic to understand that there's some other things that's going below the surface with some of you all, that you're saying, you know what, divine sunshine, that's really nice, but right now I really cannot see that. Now that's other people. That's not my viewpoint or whatever about that, of understanding that. But I'm open, because I do understand that some of you all are at that point. You have told me in conversation, you have commented in conversation on this stuff. So again, so I'm leaving this open to this new love, whichever way you want to see this be. Okay, come to fruition. You fill in the blanket. You fill in the definition about what that new love is to you. Some of you all, you're not being, that's another thing I said, you got to be honest with yourself too about where you are and what you actually want. as well. Understand that. So this man holding your heart, to me, he looks like he's going to be ready in the fall. Now, this is funny that we're saying that because K Moon has stated with all these energies, these retrogrades, some of them are not going to be fully pulled out into November. Okay, so right now, divine feminines, you need to be taking heed. I would even be taking notes as to what source is telling you that you need to work on at this time, because right now, according to what she had did, and I have done a playlist of union things. It has nothing but K Moon stuff talking about union things, the energies, astrology wise, and how she's stating again that right now with the cycles, again, it's really been set up from the beginning of the year. I know people say we're gonna be living the vision. No, it's saying you really, this 2020 was you getting your vision together, like being able to see where you were going. That's what it actually meant. We all missed the mark on that and thought that we gonna really last year said we gonna be living the dream. No, it said get your vision straight so you can see. That's like me trying to, with these glasses, I can't see a damn thing. Or what, as far as up close stuff, well, I can if I got to squint, but that ain't really as clear as I would like it to be. And that's what they're saying. We were working on it, getting our vision more clear, more seeing where we're going and being more definite. By 2021, we should be really taking off. Now, by that time, some of them, now it's not saying that you're not going to be in union. Now that nothing is impossible. If this is where you are, and you know that you are that thing. But I'm telling the other people too as well. Those of the while in the meantime, in between time, according to K Moon, and I feel this too, we're all this year we were supposed to be focusing on ourselves, because she stated in the thing that right now the way astrology is set up, and that's the planetary shifts too that also play a part with us, is really at the point that we're not, the divine feminine and divine masculines right now, energy wise, we're not on the same page. We on page 69 and they on page 99. It's like, this is a difference. Well, when I looked at it, it looked like 99. Says, no, where you looking at, or let's say 90, let's do it better. 69 and they on page 96. They said, well, when I looked at it, it looked like we on the same page. I said, no, that's a 6 and a 9. And they said, where I'm standing from, it looked like it's a 9 and a 6. So this is where we at. It's like we got the same numbers, but we just not on the same page right now until we get our vision together and we seeing things the same way. Then we will be able to come into union. Right now, she said, as far as the planets and how things are set up, it's set up for us to right now go off and do the work. The more that you do your work, divine feminines, the more she stated that it frees the divine masculine on his end, and he has freedom to kind of do what he's got to do and to work on. So that's why we say it's very important for you to do that, so that you will have this result in, again, the fall. Because to me, this looks like this is fall to me. This divine, we getting ready for this. So in the meantime, we might have to, energy-wise, we're going to have to walk away from some stuff. Again, cleansing. We said that. Toxic people, toxicity. We're going to have to find a different way of how we can deal with these toxic people. Like she said about even family members. You know, you can't throw the baby out with the bathwater, but you know that you're going to have to treat them a little more differently than you have done in the past. You know, so this is another way that you're going to have to, it might be even the job. Say, okay, I can't take it, you know. Just because you done laid off a lot of people because of the COVID, and now you riding me. I'm doing 4 different jobs in here. Now I used to love my job. Now when I come to my job, I hate it. Now the job has become a karmic. So now you got to sit there and think about, do I want to stay here, or do I, since she's in the color of her high heart here, which is again following her bliss, going where her bliss is taking her. Some of us right there. Divine feminines again, these financial constraints again. How are we manifesting things? Some of the stuff is kind of a little bare, because some of you all might say it's because of COVID, because of the pandemic, those things. This is where you have to start getting very inventive and finding other ways in which you can follow your bliss. Sometimes this is a sign, if stuff is getting bare, the cupboard is getting bare, it's time for you to find another source of income. Maybe this is the time that Spirit said, well, I'll talk to you, you didn't do it, so now I'm just going to have to push you out there, because we really want you out of this job. And so now, this is now they putting kind of the pressure on you as far as that, because I guess I know she was talking about, I think by Hottie Life was talking about how now we got Saturn, and Saturn is like that father figure that's really like really hard, like that 50s dad is just like, nope, no explanation, because I said so. Like, but I want to go to the park. I said no. And you stand there and you're like, okay, I guess I ain't going there. He said no is no. I definitely know that with him. And so this is what you are. They say a lot of times said that it's not for you to seem like they're being harsh on you, because, at the end of the day, Saturn and Pluto and the rest of them all wanted the planets, all want you to be at your best, and they know that you can. And this is them right now with this being pressurized here is for your own good, just like a diamond. You don't know your value, you don't know how much your worth is until you be underneath pressure. This is what's going on right now. Right now, and also we too are balancing out the yin and the yang energies here. We got to, again, I was listening to somebody else saying, Divine Feminine say a lot of us, somebody sent me an email, asked me, was I in out of the universe wants to know, was I in balance? So a lot of times those who are in leadership, we always on the go about do, and we forget about also understanding that we've got to pull back. That's the divine masculine energies. When we in that mode, that's too much. And say we get into divine feminine energies, which really is just receiving and relaxing. And so this is what we got to do. And I know for us now, that's what's going on is like, well, because of that, of the pandemic and other things like that, sometimes we can't relax like we want to. But because we got so much responsibility, maybe the job now is remote and you doing your work at home. Before you could escape, I remember one of my Facebook friends that stated, they said, before I could escape, now is my home and I can't, and no place I could go, and I can't escape from that. So I know it's kind of semi-hard, but you've got to find that. I love how even on Facebook I've seen that people are starting groups for people who like women who like outdoors, or people who are outdoors, because people are now really jazzing up their yards now. It's like, I gotta find some kind of solace, because if I work at home, where is my sacred space as well. And so somebody else I was watching today, and they was talking about your sacred space where you can go and really think. Now people have become outside in the yard as their sacred space, which is great, because that's another way. We weren't used to being out in nature. Now we're really getting the air, and we're getting used to the stars and communing with that. And a lot of times God was saying, I was saying this all along, I want you to get in touch with me. I want you to fall in love with me. I want you to become one with me again. And this is another way while you're doing that, while we less being harsh to Mother Earth, we're also learning how to get in touch with her and have that one-on-one talk, just like a parent. Say, let me just come to you and let you heal, put our feet in the grass, and and become grounded that way. We just rediscovering all over again. Understanding it also, this helps us to get into our heart chakra as well here. You got Archangel Raphael here too. And then you have here the Magician and the Mirror, looking and seeing how we are actually manifesting things, how we're looking at self. The Magician in the Mirror, again, is how do our reflections of seeing ourselves, how we feel that we can be able to make this abundance. Now, remember, I'm not traditional tarot or whatever it say in it. I do what's instinctively has been channeled to me. So this goes hand in hand. How you're able to view your abundance and how it's reflected within you as an instrument that also tells about how you're going to be able to manifest things as well. What is one area they want us to really to start to actually look at that's important, they feel right now during these times that we really focus in on? Clear. Okay. Health and leadership. Funny, both of them are in the color of orange. So our sacral, how are we able to manifest things? How are we able to connect with others? This goes again, like I think even Bahati Life was talking about, remember, make sure about what things are we digesting and taking in. That could go in so many words, not only ways. That could not only just be about food, that could be about what are we taking in with our ear gates, our eye gates, how we're taking in information about things, how we even talking to ourselves. All that stuff leads on to the health, our mental health, our psychological health, our spiritual health, our mental health, our body health, physical health. All those different kind of things all play a part in there. So they want us to watch that as well, because again, I'm seeing the color purple, like we're getting downloads to tell us about what things that we like no longer should want to be a part of, what things is not healthy for us at this time. So this is very good that we are really keep ourselves as a clear channel as well, and be open to be able to receive as spirit talks to us and tell us what things we need to do. They want us to get into leadership. This is what we are talking about as far as really with these energies that's coming into as well, is right, you becoming your own leader. You know, that's very important here, because you become your own leader. It helps you to get into that bliss, what makes you happy as well. Also, what do we need? Source said we need to do for living a unique and abundance life, because clear, we already found out, we said we're the outsiders. So what do we need for that? For the Divine Feminines Collective, what do we need? Well, these cards get much better. I remember when I first got them, baby, it was hard for them to slip off. The perfection of your life. Understanding is like the forest beyond the trees, looking beyond. It keeps on, source keeps on telling you, you got to look beyond. You got to look beyond, especially with the first thing where they say about empathy. Let me see what it says in this book very quickly. Number 30. Have you ever seen a storm pictured from above? It can appear to be so beautiful and elegant. This is certainly different to the ground view, which can be quite a violent experience. So too, there is a great beauty in your life now. However, at this point in the natural process, you may be experiencing it as anxiety-inducing rather than beautiful. You may sense it as internal chaos. You may feel it as something that is waiting to erupt from within, as a restlessness or an anxiety that you cannot quite articulate but sense vaguely nonetheless. Perhaps the chaos is fully fledged and a person or situation in your life is causing all kinds of havoc, upheaval, and change and uncertainty in your world. Whether the chaos seems subtle, strong, internal, external, this oracle brings the same message for you. All is unfolding according to a perfect higher order. You are currently enduring a cosmic spiritual storm which is having an impact on you. It is clearing things out, ruffling feathers, and preparing you for the lovely, super fresh, uplifting feeling that one experiences after the storm has finally passed. If you have drawn the oracle after the storm as well, this message is amplified for you. Even if you have not chosen that card but feel intuitively drawn to read the message for it after the healing process below, you are encouraged to do so. Okay, this is interesting. Okay, this comes with a meditation. Okay, I'm gonna have to do that separately on that one. That's an interesting one. So you get a free meditation on that. I'll do it on the next one. Okay, so this is, let me leave this out and put you over here. Okay, I'll do that, a free meditation for that. For that one. Okay, I know how I can do that. Okay, fine. Moving on. So that's good. So right now where we at, we are just thinking that it's a storm. That's why I told you. It's something about that saying we can't see. It's something going on. You're blind, baby. It's something going on beyond. That's really also the next thing. Inside the box to be dry. I think outside of the box. It's more to the eye. More to the eye. You can see they keep on saying there's something behind the scene. That's why when it's like that and you can't see what's actually going on, it's best you just go ahead, Divine Feminist, and do you. Don't try to do no guessing game. Don't go on no damn Facebook to try to figure out what the hell going on. Just let Spirit say, Spirit, out there. And when you think of the situation, and I know it's hard because I have times like that. Say, Spirit, or Source, I know you over there working it out. I know you working out for the highest good of everybody that's involved in that, you know, surround the golden light and whatever's going on in my life, there's whatever. Give me something to help me to refocus my mind on so I don't be paying and thinking about every moment of the moment, what's the Divine Masculine doing, or what's going on in this job here doing. You know, you just steadily keep on saying thank you, Source, for working this problem out in your divine will, and everything's working out in divine order. You know, you just keep on affirming it every time you think of it like that, because they say right now destiny again is release. This again, they go that fall again. Something's gonna happen, Divine Feminines, here for this fall here. So right now, because this almost, when I seen the cleansing and releasing, this almost looked like, you know, this almost looked like a fall color too. But then I said, that looked like flame. But then it looks like fall leaves again. So something is going to be cleansed and gotten rid of by that time, and then to release. So things that no longer serve, just like fall trees and fallen leaves, you know, when it no longer serves, it has no more nourishment feeling it. And again, just like the flowers, like the leaves, they can't get any of the chlorophyll or the light and whatever is there, and they have gone through the photosynthesis of things like that, which has changed it. Then, you know, again, they're not getting the nutrients and things that they need. They just start kind of falling off, you know, and that's the natural process of things. You got, again, to begin something, you got to end something, and again, you got to let go and let go and grow, like they say again, let go and glow and grow so you can get some more, okay? On that one. What are some strategies that Spirit would like us to kind of use in order to do that? What are some strategies you would like us to use, Spirit? Okay, so now we're letting Source just really talk to us at this point. Yeah, just really. This came out and this came out. Okay, quiet. Spirit says it wants us to go ahead and trust. This is that fool's journey here. Get you some amethyst with you. I keep saying this. This is about the third time this came up in the reading with me. Get you an amethyst. That's why I got like an amethyst right here, amethyst ring here. Have that with you at all times. Get you some of the necklace or whatever like that you want to, a stone, and carry that with you as well, because that's, again, that helps you. That is one of the stones that helps you, keeps you connected with Source, helps you with the psychic abilities as well, too, so you can be able to see it, get the messages from it, so you can be a clear channel to be able to get all that stuff as well. Hold on a second. Did I put that? No, it's over here. Okay, thank you, because I was trying to get that out the way. I know I picked up quite a bit. Okay, there we go. All right, what else does it want us to have as well? They want us to get into the Emperor energies here as well. Like, you know, wait. Like I said, when I'm playing chess, don't move until you see it. Hold that piece until you really definitely know which way you're going to go. Don't just be throwing out them pieces, and before you know it, somebody knight takes rook and whatever takes pawn, and before you know it, your queen is exposed, and then king, I don't know where I'm saying it right, whatever. And before you know it, they on the side, he's like, checkmate. And then failed that they knocked your thing down and took it. You don't want to do that by being hasty. Take your time here. Emperors know they don't have to be all hasty and moving and getting all anxious about stuff. They have confidence in knowing, okay, this is what I feel. They know the strategy. They know they got the power. They know they got the territory, the things what they own. Again, that's the same thing with you with this abundance. I know abundance is my birthright. I move and have my being in that knowing. Everything I do is moving in the flow of understanding that I am abundant. So it is, so it is, so within, so without, so it is, so it is, so it is, so without. So it is, so it be. So it'll always be, as is. So whatever it is that you want to do with that, you need to do that. Because again, remember your placement, how you doing here. This is interesting. This is kind of on. So again, how you manifested here with your sacral here. How you grounded and rooted in things. He's got the colors on. So that's something that you need to work on that, especially in your thinking. So that's a male thing there. And to me, that looks like that's Capricorn energies too that's being influenced there as well. In your thinking, you've got to, again, like I say with the affirmations, you got to believe that you have the manifestation power as far as when it comes to your materialism, your pentacles, how you're going to be able to make this stuff manifest and grow. He had to plant a seed in order to do it. He didn't just sit there over the dirt and just say, oh, I wish I had money. You've got to do some things. Faith without works is dead. You've got to do some type of work with this. Again, here, right here, and you got to practice some nurturing here. You got to, again, when he's talking about that health, something about your heart health and your emotions, divine feminines, you got to take time out and to deal with this here. This looks like to me like you're peaceful amongst thorns here kind of analogy here. And so understanding where you are, not to become complacent. Sometimes it's complacent because it's like, okay, I'm fine, but I know the devil that I know instead of where I want to really actually go because of this heartache and this my heart is tied to. I think about my dad when he's talking about jobs. When you get ready to leave, he always say, don't fall in love with a job because you won't. When you get ready to go, it's going to be hard for you to do it. And so this is something that I kind of remind about that too as well. You got here on the moon, you're going to have to take deep dives. I think that came out also in new moon energies about taking a deep dive into the light. Into your emotions in order for you to be able to get that, because here we've got to get a true balance of light and dark, our light and our shadow within ourselves, so we can be able to get rid of this illusion that we have here and look more so of using our intuition, our awareness of how we could create that balance, especially when it comes into our emotions. They want us to also be able to be they want us to be the woman who holds the purse, holds the coins again. That came out earlier. This is the same thing here. Spirit said you got to be able, you got to hold that and know when you do what you're doing with that as well. But see, some of you are, I'm seeing here in this one, I see that black cat again, you superstitious. Well, once I get money like this, it's always superstitious kind of sayings, like my DM said, more money, more problems. I know I want some more money because then that'd be more problems. So I said, well, every time I get some money, it's always something come up. There go a bill that I ain't know I paid up, and now I thought I had me an extra 50, and I ain't got no extra 50 no more because that building came in. It's like I already knew it. I was already prepared in my mind. Well, see, you already called it and made it manifest. You want to be able to be comfortable in being the person who holds the coins, that holds the purse, that has the purse strings. Also, you got to remember here, this here is the card here where it's called, it's just like, just waiting. Almost, well, this is not divine time, but again, healthy boundaries here. Put you some healthy boundaries. Be okay. Like I'm patient and I'm waiting at the same time. I'm holding in the torch. Passion for this twin flame or whatever like that, but at the same time I've still got healthy boundaries. Like she look at her saying, okay, yeah, now what you want? Okay, now we done been through this again. I'm not gonna do the same stuff over again. I told you I'm not going for that no more. So again, healthy boundaries about even against the divine masculine, but also on the job when they come to you. Listen, I told you I got to go hold my kids. I go from this time to this time. I can't do overtime for you again. I understand we down to 5 people on the job now when we used to have 10. And, rotate. I did my extra time. I did what I can for you. But this time, she looked like you say, what? Miss Booker, like what? Don't come up here asking me to do no overtime again. I did it last time. You're going to have to find somebody else. Again, put those healthy boundaries up there as well. And then so they want you to know that you are set to have your victory. You're going to have accolades in this as well. Keep on doing what you're doing. Keep on being a table for one, a person of one, and getting your own bliss. Again, because you see, it's nobody else up on that stage but her, holding the flame there. You're going to be spotlighted. Again, you'll get the accolades. People will admire you for what you're doing. For you are, again, being beaten at your own drum. Again, being the outsider. A lot of times, like I said, as twin flames, this is what you have to do. This is what you have to be. Okay. Then next thing, again, now we're going to get straight advice from different spiritual guidance team. Yesterday we talked about how your inner child gives advice. So I'm going to use the Whispers of Love thing here to be advice. I'm going to use it two ways because I hear the Divine Masculine talking too. Okay, I'm going to pull for the inner child from this because I can hear him say, "That damn it, I want to say something." Oh, I'm sorry. Do that again. Okay, this is inner child, and this is from the Divine Masculine. What is some advice you want to give the Divine Feminine at this time? Okay, so your inner child says, they say, do something for someone else. Give your attention to someone else. Like I said, like do in your inner child things, with them. They don't want to play with anybody. You remember when you was a little child, they got on your nerves. They weren't playing right. What you do? Pick up all your little toys and went off and played someplace else. That's all right. That's all right, Mary Sue. You don't want to play with me. That's fine. I'm going to go over here in the sandbox, go play by myself. That's fine. And then you have your thing before you know it. Mary Jane found herself traveling over. What you doing? And you looking up at her. I thought she didn't want to play with me, Mary Jane. Oh, okay. And then before you know it, but that look nice what you doing. I want to do it. Okay, well, you come on, Mary Jane. But and then you all get to talking. Sometimes you don't even talk about what had happened over there. That's the adult way with this. Sometimes a kid, you be like that, or sometimes you say carry on, like it nothing. So again, your inner child say, go ahead and do something nice for somebody else. Like attracts like. If you are longing for more love in your life, you need to be more loving. So again, like your inner child, like they would do if they wanted to be more loving or they wanted more friends, or something like that, they go out there and go find them some friends. They go be friends with some. Say, hey, what you doing over there, Timmy? And go play with you. Can I play with you? Okay, because Mary Jane don't want to talk with you. So go over there and find Timmy. And go play with him. Or go play over there with Kenya or Kendra or whoever over there. And then say, okay, now I got me some more friends. I was being a friend to everybody or whatever. At lunchtime, I shared my lunch with so-and-so because I see he didn't have no lunch. That's what you would do as a child. You wouldn't sit up there and be sulking. You sit up there and say, how can I make this work? Because I sure know I ain't going to be sitting in this lunchroom by myself. So, this is what you have to think about. And then also your inner child says, take a chance on love. When we start to love, our lives are changed forever. So again, they want you to go ahead and take this risk for love again. When you were young, you didn't know anything about those fears. I keep on forgetting the two fears that Kathy D told me. Again, I know now it's a fear of being dropped, and I forgot what the other one is. It's a loud noises. I don't know. And so those are the two things. Again, this is happening, and all of the rest of the stuff that stuff is learned. Don't know nothing about that. So again, go back to your inner child. I'm being really pulled right now. Is child's play time, Divine Feminines. Just find some things like that. You used to play with makeup, put on stuff. I know you said, well, I'm inside. Heck, put your makeup on, play a house, do things, fall in love with that, play stuff, ice cream, watch movies, watch some kids stuff. Do things that you remember as a child to get yourself back in touch with that. Again, that freedom, because we have gotten so bogged down by things that we're coming from another perspective that's leading us way off of being who we truly are. The Divine Masculine gives you advice which says forgiveness. Nothing can be gained by holding on to past disappointments. This has been, and this is interesting, Divine Masculine has said that this has been very much prevalent in a lot of readings as well, and that's came up a lot too with me even doing readings about that forgiveness stuff. Again, practice very much so doing the Hawaiian prayer. I apologize. Please forgive me. I thank you. I love you. Say that quite often. Doing that. Also, the serenity prayer of to help you to understand the difference and know better, whatever that, I forgot about it. I used to say it every morning and I stopped, and I told myself I got to get back onto that again with the serenity prayer, helping you, some little net flying around, helping you to be able to get that. Because right now, some of you all, it's not even about them, he's saying, it's even about you forgiving yourself for being in the situation where you put yourself in the line of fire of being hurt. So that could be even childhood wounds, past relationships, on the job, somebody said something, friendships, things of that nature as well. They also say receive with love and appreciation. Receiving something lovingly from others is a way of showing love. So they want you, especially as divine feminines, divine masculines, say, I have observed this with you. You are a person that likes to give. Divine feminines have that. And it's saying now learn how to receive that. Not only they saying not only about love things, they say, but being able to receive advice, things that people might see with you, and they're saying it out of love because they want to see you the best of you, to be open and receptive to that as well. This is what it say. Oh, he didn't slip this in. Now some of us is already saying the divine master is in the doghouse for me. But anyway, it does not matter. And he says, I love you. Oh, these are very important words. These 3 words, sweet and simple. All right, and he say he wants you to understand also, you are limitless. You're like a unicorn. Recognize this truth. You can do anything you choose to do. And that's true. And I can feel all divine masters, even mine, saying that. You can do whatever you choose to be. If you want to be abundant, be that. If you want to be a person holding a purse, do that. So those are that. That's some good advice. Very good advice. All right, then. Hands down. You did a good job. Did a good job, DMs. Did a good job. Very good job. They might get some in the 50. Might get a little booty in the 50. Clear. I'll be quiet because this ain't my McNasty reading here with the twist. I didn't do that. I took that out because we need to have a serious talk on this. Okay, so angels, what is some advice that you want to give the divine feminines right now at this time? Some encouragement. What do you want to say? Soul power. Soul power. Think about the James Brown. Let your soul power you. Again, how do you get your soul to power you? You got to get into your what? Heart space, because your heart, your soul has residency in your what? In your heart. So you got to let what the desires of your heart and what makes feel good. Again, I told you all several times on my channel. You ask every time, is that right in my soul? If I'm doing X, Y, and Z. No, not my head. I'm not going to ask that because my head is not really the good person to listen to at this time, especially on this twin flame journey. You don't use that. You ask that. Say, okay, I want to do X, Y, and Z. Does that feel good in my soul not to do that? Or does it feel good in my soul to do that? Let your soul power you. They saying again, during this times, they say clear and shield. They said it's by cleansing then, but they say also use the white light. So white light yourself quite often, because again, while we in these times and the veil is thinning as well, you got a lot of energies coming, attaching to you, good, bad, the ugly, indifferent, all that stuff. So you have to remember at all times, white light, that's a purification of all of the lights there that's really powerful, that white light yourself and shield you during these times, especially with even your things and your thoughts. You have to even say, even when I do shielding and myself, I always say all negative thoughts and entities or anything like that go outside of the protective shield. And remember that you are not allowed to come beyond that. You do not have permission to do that. You have to stay you have to remind my words, and you have to respect that. You have to stay out of the shielded area that I have put up for myself, and they're not supposed to, they're to honor that. course, just like anything, they gonna, you know, anybody gonna try anything. Well, let me kind of see. Nah, did you hear me say I put the shield up? You ain't really got to talk. Cause once that happened like that, they got the answer to the source with that. Cause source said you supposed to stay out of it, right? Did you hear? Yeah. Okay. So you know the universal law, right? Yeah. So you gotta stay out that shielded area, right? Yeah. And if you don't do it, who you got to answer to? I got the answer to you? Yeah. Okay, we gonna leave her alone. Like she told you already, the answer's no. Okay, so that's something that you have to remember that at all times for that. And they want you, the angels said they want you to live with passion. Archangel Michael is the angel known to, of protectors of twin flames, or just in people in general, but definitely he is. Between him and Samuel and Charity, those are the three that are. So now let's have a conversation with your higher self. What does your higher self want to say about the situation? Higher self. Oh, that's some lint. Till I can't see, lead me into love. Live in a miracle of you. I don't know why I'm in an Anita Baker mood. Do 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 do. Sticky wicket. 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 All right. Your higher self says, proceed with caution. It's a delicate situation, but that doesn't mean there's any real danger. Just a reminder that it's time to pause, to reflect, to appreciate all you have now and all you're about to receive. Remember, if you did watch yesterday with us in the playground experience, we talked about it's important during this time to have a gratitude. Say gratitude. If you don't have time, you're not like a person that want to write stuff down, like before you go to bed at night or whatever. You know, sometimes I would be busy and I forget. So I'd be damn. I got the lights out and I said, I was supposed to do my gratitude. Just stop right then and just say 3 things, just real quick. What you have to thank for? Well, I'm thankful for the dinner that I fixed. It was very good. I'm thankful that I did get to do a taping of my video, and I got a love letter that I got to do tonight. And then I'm also thankful that that I had a conversation with my mom. You know, things of that nature like that. You know, I talked about best friend today. Okay, there go your 3. Beautiful. Then universe will find more things before you know it. Say, I can't really limit it down to 3 source no more. I put on, they're like, sure, throw them all in there. So that's it. Let's talk to your guides, your spiritual guides, and see what are they saying about what they're saying. They say be of service. This is the second person that time I've heard this. I heard Bahati Life saying that. Again, that goes back to what your inner child said. Do something for somebody else. And then it also goes back to what your divine masculine said, because if you do something for somebody else, then you're going to receive with love and appreciation for what you did. So they're saying be at service for somebody else. Ooh, them colors are beautiful. Be at service for somebody else. That's what they're saying. So as you're doing things, you know, like I'm doing the channel, be at service for someone else, you know, not look for anything else in return, because sometimes when you at service like that, that helps to keep you. That's almost like the Divine Master said the other day about volunteering. So it's both of you all are mirroring each other. Go off and do some things for yourself. And you'll be thankful, you know, just to think of you doing like, oh my God, I didn't think I could be able to do that. You know, I know even when we do volunteer work, even in the sorority for me, and how it's really very good. It makes you feel like, you know, I really did something in the community. I really helped the community. You could do whatever little small things, if it is that it is. You know, ask your mom, how you know doing, you know, you need some groceries. Okay, what you are, I'll run to the store for you. You know, doing things of that nature. You know, that's what we talk about. You ain't got to do nothing big, like, okay, I'm gonna start a coat drive for people or whatever like that, get them ready for the winter, because we don't know what happened with COVID later on. I mean, if that's what your heart feels, or do a channel or whatever like that, whatever it is, I'm saying, no matter how small it is or how large it is, do something for somebody else. And this says also, your guide said for you to trust your intuition. You know what's best for you. You know what you need to do as far as making this effort, about how you need to cleanse yourself, how you need to be able to show empathy, or how you're going to get this money together. Trust your intuition that it knows what you need to do and where to go. Okay, and then also, almost wrapping up, what does the universe want to say to you? Clear. You do dress maker, you know heartbreaker, little dressmaker. It says, my outer experiences are a reflection of my internal conditions. I'm going to say this again. I heard somebody that may might have been Jupiter 11. Say it to the person in the back. My outer experiences are a reflection of my internal conditions. Again, if we bankrupt with the money, and most time that represents your abundance of money, is another form of substance, a tangible of your love. Where are we not? Like say, where is the love? 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 Where is the love you said you give to me? Once you were free, was it just a lie? Where is the love? Where is the love? So where is it? Well, you give to me when you said you was free. Where is the love? All right, what's your 3D self saying to you? Let's get the advice. Let's even break it down. We got from heaven to earth now. What's your 3D self saying to you? Yo, I think I seen it, but I got happy. Oh, you got 3 cards. Oh, my God. Your 3D self is saying the following to you. Time to talk dollars. Grown-ass folks take care of their money. This is what your 3D self said. Time to talk dollars. Grown-ass folks take care of their own money. I'll put your own on there. Next thing it says, your 3D self said, check yourself. You're playing with fire. You know what that means. Fire means, again, that goes back to I told you earlier, you got to get to action. That fire came off that other card. We was talking about cleansing. And the last thing your 3D self says to you is your friends miss your face. They need you. You need them. Okay? So some of you all, again, now that's interesting said about the friends. Those are you really your true friends, the ones like soul family, you have the ties or something like that as well. You know what that means. That's an interesting one. Something tells me Spirit say that's for somebody. They know who that is. Maybe you have been a little too isolated with this COVID. Some of you all, you need your friends need you because, again, I think I had said that before. Why are you not going down? This is a point that you're going to need friends. You need that support system. Rather it is Spirit that's trying to talk to you or whatever. Get out of here. Why these cards ain't coming down? There's something right here. I don't know what it is. There's several cards ain't going down straight like they supposed to. Okay, there you go. Yeah, your friends. So again, get your support, especially during this time. Like I said, the Sunshine Circle, I had also did that for the support group. I had been offering that for the longest time, as well as a way that you could be able to talk. This is the second session. I think we over in 814. So you can kind of join in again. I'm not going to even do that. So if you really want to join for that, that's $11.11. I'll leave it there it says for return, and I won't up the price for you. You could be there. That's really half price, because it's usually supposed to be $22. But if you really feel the need that you want to be able to talk and be around like-minded women at this time, and you need that support again, that's a good thing for you to go ahead and join the circle as well. So you go to Divineunisouls11.co, and you'll see it's a returning Sunshine Circle member. And once I get that notice, I will give you a link for Zoom. We meet Mondays and Fridays now at 1 p.m. on Zoom. As well, sometimes we have meditations. Right now it's more of a guided thing. Meditations, we do talk, and members talk about subjects. They bring up topics that they want to talk about, and then we kind of throw in our expertise about that as well. So if you want to join and you want some place that you can be with somebody else, then yeah, the Sunshine Circle might be a definite thing about what these friends that they say that you need, somebody more like-minded, not with the same friends that you already got. Because that's why I was like, why that? Because I said, again, it's some toxicity going on. And the message that I want to leave to you, let's see, about how awesome you are, Divine Feminines. Okay, let's see. What would I say? Beautiful. This is what I feel. We ask what my spirit is saying to you, which is from your awesome cards. Unforgettable, that's what you are. Unforgettable in every way. Irving Gordon. Okay, that's what they got this. These are really good too, as well, as you need like things to kind of, I got this from Amazon. They got different things that, like, if you want to take this out to kind of boost your morale and self-worth for that day, you can do that as well. All right, Divine Feminines, this is the powwow that we had, and I felt that we needed to have this, Divine Feminines, as well, to really truly get an understanding about our self-worth. And during these times, I'm so glad that the guides and the Divine Masculine and the inner child had also stepped on our higher self to give us advice about and source about what things we need to be concentrating on this time. I pray that you all do watch this. I know we have a tendency that you all like to go smack dab to the Divine Masculine, but sometimes it's good to know about what's actually going on with you. And Spirit had told me for a while that I needed to do this, to have this powwow, this talk with you, this girl chat with you all, to see I haven't did this in a while, because I've been trying to help you to understand the Divine Masculine and where they're coming from. And so I'm so glad he gave that message, said I love you. So, for some of you all, I know that's really going to be very helpful and give you incentive and motive about what you all need to do as far as what you're doing at this time. So some good things, some challenging, some things of knowing about time. So looks like a lot of us in the meantime, we're getting ourselves together, and then by fall, something's going to happen right now. But right now, right in July, we're getting our freedom. In August, again, what they channeled for me, we're going to have fireworks that's going to go off. Oh, excuse me. So until then, we got to release. Anytime I do that, means somebody's got to release into this time. All right. Don't forget your love letters. If you want to see further about that DM saying I love you and what that's all about, make sure that you order your love letter for me for $14 too. As well, go to Divineunisouls11.co. That's going to be good until the end of July. And then after July, the prices will go up. All right, then, as always, stay uplifted, stay motivated, stay ascended. Namaste. Namago. Love it. I don't know why I don't want me to say ascended. Maybe we have already ascended. All right. Till next time. This is the healing process for the perfection of your life. Imagine that you are standing at the silent center of a great cleansing storm. All aspects of your life are rained upon, blown about, and even messed up a little. How do you feel? The storm then passes, and you are left with soft sunshine and slightly soggy feet. Some parts of your life will have been washed away. Some others will be strong and stable. A bit messy, perhaps, but still there nonetheless. How do you feel? Underneath your feet, you see a pattern forming in the cleansed earth, as if it is rising up from the damp, slightly disturbed soil. A golden, gleaming, geometric pattern of the flower of life glows. Sense the perfection of the form. See how each flower feeds into the next, in symmetry, harmony, and balance. Now say, I give thanks for the higher order of my life, which I trust implicitly as it guides me into wholeness and love. From that which appears as chaos, new order is rising. I trust this and receive the gift of higher order in my life. Now, through grace and mercy, so be it. Relax for a moment. Become aware of your feet, and in your own time, go back to your day or evening. You have completed your healing process. If you are very drawn to the flower of life pattern, you may like to research it further and draw or color it into your journal as a visual meditative exercise. This is your healing process for the perfection of your life. As always, stay uplifted, stay motivated, stay ascended. Namaste, Namago. Love you.